Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Wow, does it feel good to be sitting down and filming? A lot of you may not know, but I have been gone for the past 2 weeks. I have not filmed in 2 weeks. All the videos you guys have been seeing have been like pre-recorded. A lot of you were like, girl, where's the videos? We need to see this palette. We need to see this. Trust me, I was like, every time something was revealed, announced, sneak peek, I was like, oh my god, I need to be filming. But my birthday was yesterday, October 8th. I just got home. I went to New Orleans for the past 2 weeks and I was celebrating my birthday. My dad had a military retirement party as well, so I have just been away from my space, but it feels so good to be back. I missed you guys so much. You have no idea. I am so excited for today's video. We have so much newness, okay? I picked up just about everything that has come out lately. Like this baby right here, the new Danessa Myricks Lightwork, I think 5 palette, which is what I have on my eyes today. I'm going to show you guys how I got this look. We are going to do like a little bit of a swatch party and swatch all of this goodness. I also got the new Danessa Myricks Blurring Powder Flushed Blush. I picked up this new holiday kit from Summer Fridays. I could not pass this up. And then of course, the one thing I've gotten the most requests on is this palette right here from Patrick Ta. I'm going to be using this palette in another video. I did use the powder blushes today, but I am going to play with this palette in another video, hopefully coming this week, because I'm grinding, y'all. So we're gonna dive into all of it. So grab a snack, grab something to drink, cause it's gonna be a long one. Let's get into this palette. So this palette retails for $125. This is a very, very expensive palette. It's giving Pat McGrath prices. And I have not purchased any of Danessa's Lightwork palettes. You know, every year for the holiday time, she comes out with a palette like this, you know, with different finishes, different textures. And this year, when I saw her Teach Me Tuesday, I was like, I got to get my hands on this. So this was my birthday gift to myself. And I'm really, really happy that I picked it up. Spoiler alert. But we are going to swatch all of these. I'm going to share with you all of the finishes if you're curious about this palette. I'm here to help you decide because I know this is very expensive. I do want to talk about this kit really quickly before we dive into the swatches. So Summer Fridays released this new holiday kit. You get 3 full-sized lip butter balms for $49. And I was too excited. I picked this up. I could have waited for the Sephora sale, but I was like, I want this because they released a new limited edition shade called Iced Coffee. And it literally smells and tastes like an iced coffee. It tastes so, so, so good. I also picked up the new mint one, and I've been loving that one as well. But this, I love. And I also have never tried the cherry shade. I've been wanting this shade and it's been out of stock. I'm going to swatch this one for you so you guys can see it, but it is tinted and it's so pretty. It has a tint to it, which I really, really love. And then it also comes with the vanilla. I already have this, but I'm almost out of my other one, so a nice little restock. But I really love this kit. I just wanted to talk about it in case you guys were curious about it. But I do love it. The iced coffee shade does have a little bit of a nude kind of tint to it as well. And I love that. Okay, let's get into this right here. On the palette, it says, with this palette, you can travel vertically or across the rows to explore these 18 eclectic ethereal toppers, bold shifters, and grounding shimmers to reveal all the diverse stories of you. Press and play using a finger or brush to build soft or high intensity looks. It does come with this little sheet right here that tells you what each topper is. I just love the overall theming and layout of this palette. So Danessa also said in her Teach Me Tuesday, the way that this palette is, you know, designed and created, it's supposed to help like uplift you and just be inspirational for you when you're applying it. So on the mirror, it says I am, and then as you're applying the shades, she says to say it out loud. So we have I am radiant, I am centered, I am fierce, I am loved, I am healed. Danessa Myricks has really had a good year in my makeup collection because All of the products she's come out with this year, I have loved. Her brand is truly becoming one of my favorite brands. All right, so let's dive into these swatches. All right, so we're gonna start off with the top row. So the top row is made up of Heavenly Halos, and then we also have a Fusion Flake in this row. The first shade we have is called Resilient. Ooh, that is stunning. This one is Radiant. Now this shade is a Fusion Flake, which is a very interesting kind of formula. I feel like you kind of have to really work it in to blend it in because it's, you know, it's kind of like flaky, but it's really pretty. Look at that. It does get a little bit chunky, so you really have to like blend it into the skin. Just like that. Oh, but that's so pretty. And the last two in this row are Heavenly Halos. So this is the shade Protected. And then we have Evolving. Ooh, those are beautiful. Those are more like toppery kind of shades. And this row is also categorized as the soft energy row. Next, we have the bold energy row. This is the split panned row. So now we have silk press shifters. I do feel like this shade right here is more of the Fusion Flake formula, but this is the silk pressed shifter shade. And we also have the whipped powder shifter formula. This shade is Strong. Ooh, wow. It's probably really hard to see the shift on camera. This one is called Brave. That is beautiful. Then we have Fierce. Ooh, this one is called Fearless. Ooh, those are so pretty. Wow. So this one is called Loved. Ooh, I wish you guys could see the shift of these in person because they are insane. This one is called Healed. Ooh, that is beautiful. Inspiring. And then we have Abundant. Ooh. Wow, you guys, look at that shift. You can kind of see like the blue-green kind of shift. Now we're moving into the bottom row, which is the grounding energy. So these are more deeper kind of tones. We have Molten Metals, a Suede Shimmer formula, and a Cushion Chrome formula. Okay, lots of formulas in this palette. I love the fact that there's so many formulas in this palette because you're really getting your money's worth. Let me find some more like space. We'll just go down here. This shade is called Invincible, and this is that Molten Metal formula. It's Unstoppable, a Suede Shimmer formula. Then we have Powerful, which is a Cushion Chrome. Unbreakable. Not the best swatch. And the last shade in the palette is called Enough. Really pretty, and that is a Suede Shimmer. All right, so here is the palette swatch. I feel like you can't really see all of the shifts, but hopefully with the phone camera video that you guys saw, you could see the shifts in the pan, but wow, they are beautiful. Now, there are no mattes in this palette, so you would have to pull out other palettes to use with this one. We're gonna get into this eye look right here. Mind you, it's not perfect. I just wanted to play around and just play with some of these shades on the eyes and just really get a feel for, you know, how they apply and all of that stuff. I want to get started with this. Let's put some blush on the face, and then we're gonna move into an eye look with this palette. Oh my gosh, this is the new Blurring Buddies gift set. It does come with that new shade of the Blurring Balm Flushed in the shade It Girl. This is a really pretty light pink, and I do have Prima Donna to compare the two for you so you can see the difference. So this is It Girl, which is a very bright bubblegum pink, and then this is Prima Donna, which compared to It Girl, Prima Donna is so much more warmer. This is more of like that viral bubblegum pink that we've seen every brand come out with. I'm gonna take some on a brush. Much lighter kind of blush. It honestly is not as pigmented. It's not as pigmented on the first go around. It does leave a really pretty flush, but you can't really see it too much on my skin tone. So let me build it up with a second layer so we can really see how this looks. So this is a cream to powder formula. I love this formula so much because it's so easy to work with. But this is 2 layers of It Girl, and it is a more subtle kind of pink. It does have like that blue base to it. So yeah, you definitely could build this up some more. I'm gonna do a 3rd layer because why not? Let's do layer number 3 just to see. I feel like this shade compared to the other blush shades, it's not as pigmented. It's not as pigmented. You definitely do have to build it up if you have a more deeper complexion, but it does show up, but it is very subtle. I feel like with this blush, I would use this in conjunction with Prima Donna. I think I am probably gonna go in with a little bit of Prima Donna, because I do want a little bit more, because I feel like once I set my face and add concealer, this blush is kind of going to disappear. I love this shade, and you don't need a lot of this because it is very pigmented. See, look at that. You can definitely see the difference. I'm just gonna take Prima Donna up here, higher up on the cheeks. I love this shade. It looks crazy right now, but I still have to go in with concealer and all of that. As you can see, the blush is kind of peeking through, but I wasn't going to use this palette in this video, but I guess we will. I have the new Patrick Ta Holiday palette, and I have been using this palette since I got it. I used it for my birthday look. As you can see, I've tapped into this, but I really want to use one of the powder blushes. And while I have this out, I think I'm going to compare this lighter blush to the Danessa Myricks one, because if you get the Danessa Myricks one, you probably won't need these. A lot of you were curious if these blushes were, you know, new shades or if they are existing shades, and they are 2 new shades, as well as these eyeshadow toppers right here. They are so beautiful and so eye-catching. I did post a YouTube short if you're curious about this, but I think for the look today, I'm going to go in with this bright pink, and I probably will use a little bit of this lighter powder as well. I feel like the creams in this palette are a lot sheer, but the powders, they are very, very pigmented. So I'm just going to take this pink shade. This is called Giving Main Character. It is a really pretty pink. Look at how gorgeous this is. It is stunning. That's pretty. Just placing this shade higher up on the cheek, because I want to do like a little bit of an ombre blush effect, but that is so pretty. Now taking the lighter shade, which is very, very cool. Honestly, it's not my favorite blush shade. I do feel like it kind of pulls a little bit more ashier on me. I don't feel like it's very flattering for my skin tone in particular, because it's very, very light, but I really love this pink right here. Look at that. I don't like what that just did. Like, I just feel like it just, I don't know. I don't like that lighter blush shade. I kind of wish that it wasn't as light. I don't know. I feel like it's a nice switch up than what Patrick usually does for his holiday palettes. I'm just not a huge fan of this lighter blush shade right here. Swatch the shade. It's called Giving I Need Her, and I'm going to swatch the powder as well. Look at that. It's really, really light. As you can see, the powder is very pigmented, but the cream is not. I'm going to go in with another layer of the cream. Look at that. It's like, you can barely see it on my skin tone. Let me swatch the Danessa Myricks. This is in the shade It Girl. This one has, I feel like, a lot more like blue to it. That shade shows up a lot more on my skin tone. Let's swatch this other pink shade in the palette. That is beautiful. You don't have to really build up the, you know, the powder, because look at how vibrant that is, but the creams, of course, are a lot sheer. I also have She's Giving. Now, this was his newest single that he launched, and they're very similar. I feel like She's Giving is like the perfect middle shade between these two in this palette. So if you have this one, honestly, you really don't need the palette. But it's really hard to say, because you might want the palette just for this new shimmer topper formula, which I feel like maybe we should have got the shimmer toppers in a separate palette, you know? And then that way, if you don't want the pink blushes, because you already have some of his pink blushes, you know, you don't feel like you're wasting money. So we have She's Giving Duo, which is the newest single Then we have this shade, Giving Main Character, which is a lot more vibrant and punchy, but very similar. And then we also have the Danessa Myricks It Girl blush. And then we also have the other lighter blush shade in the holiday palette, which is called Giving I Need Her. Very similar. We do not need all these pinks. At least I know I don't. I'm going to swatch Prima Donna as well so you can see the other pink shade from Danessa. Yeah, Prima Donna is definitely not in the category of the bubblegum pinks, but into this palette right here. Oh, it's so beautiful. I have an idea in mind. I'm gonna first take my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. I'm just going to sketch out a shape. This pencil is so good. Oh my gosh. This is kind of what I wanted to do. Maybe I'm gonna try to blend this out a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I should keep it like this. I'm gonna just try to soften it up a little bit. It looks a mess right now, but that is okay because it's going to get filled in. I'm going to start off with this shade called Protected. Protected is a, which one? This is a Heavenly Halo shade. And I think I want to start with this in the inner corner. Ooh, that is really gorgeous. Wow. Ooh, this is pretty. This one is called, this is a Silk Shifter. Oh, wow. This is like a crush. I kind of want to put that right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. That, are you joking? That is gorgeous. I'm just playing around. I do want the look to kind of be a little bit cohesive. So this is a whipped powder shifter formula. So far, I've played with the Heavenly Halo formula. Then I went in with the Silk Pressed shifter, even though that kind of felt like a chrome flake. Let's do this shade. That shade is called Inspiring. Oh, that's a silver. Do I want to do that shade or do I want to do Abundant? I think I'm going to take that shade Abundant because it is so pretty. I'm going to put that like right next to that other shade I just put down. It's probably hard to pick up on camera the shifts that these shades have. I'm really tempted to try the shade called Powerful or Unbreakable. Now I want to do the shade Powerful because that is a really pretty kind of like shifty kind of shade. Ooh, I like that shade. I love that. Look at how this eye looks. And in person, it is so different. I'm going to do a little phone video so you can see how this eye looks in person because it is so pretty. Look at how shifty this is. That is gorgeous. Wow. I'm going to take that black liner again on the waterline and kind of like on the lower lash because I'm going to go in with more colors because I want to see some more colors from this palette on the eyes. I want to try this shade called Unstoppable. And I'm going to put Unstoppable right here on this black liner. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Resilient and let's put Resilient. Oh, that is pretty on that black. Okay, that's pretty on the black. This palette has quite a bit of fallout, so I would definitely do your eyes first and then do your base makeup, but I did it to save some time. These are just really fun. So here is the finished look. I had a lot of fun playing with all of these products. This palette right here, wow. Wow, wow, wow. It is a very expensive palette, but I do feel like I'm getting my money's worth with this. I have nothing like these formulas in my collection. I'm so happy that I picked this up. Out of all the years that I've skipped, I think just from Color Story, the amount of shades, this one's probably the best one. And I haven't tried the other ones, but just from the amount of shades you get in here, all of the formulas you get in here as well, like I just feel like this is such a good one, and I'm so happy that this is the year that I've decided to pick this one up because I love it. The Patrick Ta Holiday Palette, I am gonna play with this some more in another video, so definitely stay tuned for that. But I have been playing with this off camera on my own time, so I do have formulated thoughts on this. Love the toppers, they're really beautiful. They do get very messy in this palette. I'm not a fan of this shade. It's not very flattering on me, but I do love this shade. It's very bright and punchy. I do think that it would have been better if he gave us different blush shades in this one. I just feel like we already have a lot of pinks from his brand, and I don't really know how many different shades of pink we need, you know, but overall, if you didn't pick up She's Giving, or if you don't have any other pink blushes from his line, you're probably really gonna love this. I do wish that the toppers were sold separately in case you didn't want the pink blushes, or if you don't wear pink blushes. Hopefully we see these separately soon, who knows, but I really love these, and I'd love to see more from him in that formula. Out of all of the blush shades that I have, this one is my least favorite. I do feel like this particular blush shade is a lot thinner than her other ones. I feel like the other shades that I have are more, like, I guess, thicker. This one's very, very thin, and you really have to build it up to get it to show up. Even though the pinks are very different, if you have a deeper complexion, I do feel like Prima Donna is probably the one I would, you know, go with rather than this one, even though it's really pretty. But that is it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know down below what you guys want to see next, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.